My name's Bronwyn. I am one of the disaster recovery clinicians who work with Illawarra Shoalhaven Local Health District, and we work within the Community Mental Health Service. Our role is to work with people who have been affected in any way by community disasters or adverse events in the community. The way we work is to support people in whatever way works for them. I've worked for years in mental health and I ran a small mental health rehabilitation team for quite a long time. I've lived in this area for about 20 years. After the fires, I guess in that stage where we were kind of taking stock and looking at how do we move forward after this, just felt a need to give back in some way and to use the skills that I have to give back. And so when these positions came up, I jumped at it. I thought that's a great way that I can actually use my background, my experience in working with people who've been impacted by traumas of any sort and support the community. Those first signs, it may not be that person needs a lot of help, they might just need reassurance that actually you're okay and this is a normal response. And things that come up quite clearly or quite regularly are things like just not being able to concentrate or remember things the way they used to remember things. Feeling anxious in situations they wouldn't normally feel anxious in. It's a change in emotional response. And that could be angry outbursts, or it could be crying at things they wouldn't normally cry at. And those things are worrying, and that to me would be a time to reach out and say, hey, I could do with a hand, or hey, can you help me understand what's going on here? I mean, can you think of anybody in the state who hasn't been impacted by flood, fire, COVID, you name it, in the last couple of years? We've all been affected in one way or another, and how we respond differs for every person. You know, it depends on our background and the other things that have happened in our life. And what we do see sometimes is that people will say, I don't know why I feel like this, I didn't lose my house, or I don't know why I feel like this, nothing happened. But things did happen. People have been kind of on high alert, and that is anxiety provoking in itself, regardless of whether we lost anything or we had to evacuate. There are so many lovely things that I've been privileged enough to witness, I suppose, of people growing and making change, and you know, whether that's somebody who's managed to get a house rebuilt and to move in, whether that's watching neighbours and communities rally around others and just be so selfless, watching people who've had really, really tough times come out the other side stronger and being able to say things like, I never knew I had that in me, or I didn't realise, I didn't have confidence I could do that. Stories of watching people grow when they didn't realise they could, and you know, not through choice either. Often people are thrown into it, but it brings out the best in people, which is in all of us, I think.